Hello, welcome back to 3D Drawing for Your Model Railway. In our last episode, we worked on drawing the wheel sets for the bottom of the crane. In today's episode, I'm going to work on these parts here that go behind those wheel sets. Now, these are connected to the base chassis of the wagon. They're not actually connected to the crane unit at all. This is probably one of the better pictures that I've got of them. But I do have a pencil diagram by Paul Wade, which has got various different measurements on them that we can work from, so that hopefully we can build these up as we need them. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to actually just hide off the rear handling vehicle there, and I'm going to make sure that we've got the chassis component radar button checked because we're drawing on the chassis. So let's look at where position wise we're looking. So it's the end of the rail here. Do we have any more pictures that show it? So at the end of the rail you can see it hiding there. There's a second one that sits just behind the wheel set here on the crane. Okay, so you can see where these are sort of positioned. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by creating an offset plane. I'm going to do it from the inside face. That's just throwing up an error there because construction planes are hidden there. Let's just spin that round to this end. Okay, so I'm just going to drag this in. I'm actually going to put it on this side just so I can see through this part here. So from this inside face of the chassis, I'm going to drag that across 14.25 millimeters, so drawing on this left hand side as we're looking from the rear of the wagon. And then we're going to create a sketch on that face. Okay, and we slice through there, and I'm just going to turn on the RHV so we can initially see where it is. Okay, so we need to actually come in further because that's going to clash on the inside of the wheel set there. Let's edit that offset plane. I have to bring that in. And the 14, it goes slightly under 14, so go 13.9. Hopefully that'll be on the inside and won't actually clash with anything as we draw that. Go back into the sketch and slice through it. Yeah, that's fine there. Okay, so we're going to go from this end first. If we grab this picture, you can see that the middle section sort of is in line with where the down part is on the rear handling vehicle there. So it's sort of in line with this part here. Okay, and I'm just going to project on that inside edge there, so the length of the chassis. I'm going to draw a rectangle, I'm going to snap it to there, and I'm just going to drag it like that. So it's snapped to the chassis, and it's not got any particular shape there at all. Okay, so let's do some maths for the dimensions. So it's got in inches, 28, 29, 39 and a quarter inches across. .25 inches divided by 148. So we've got 6.7, change that to 6.75 millimeters just to make it a nice even round number. And height wise, we don't have height unfortunately. That's a little bit frustrating. Let's see if we've got a picture that shows height. Okay, so it's just below the inside edge of the chassis there. So what we could do is bring that down to 5mm. It's going to go slightly lower than that, so 4.75, maybe a little bit less, 4.6. That's it. That is unfortunate, we don't have that height measurement. Okay, and its position. So 14.5 inches would be to, there's a straight section at the top. Let's do a point. I'm going to snap that point onto this top edge. We can define that there. So it's 14.5 inches by 148. So 2.49mm. And if we put another one on the other side. As I say, that front edge is roughly in line with this part here. So I'm trying to work out rough dimensions there. Unfortunately, there's no length with any of these measurements for the length of the angle part, but there is, from where it bends here, it's like a double angle, that's 9.5 inches to the centre part. So, what we can do is there's another rectangle in here, if we put that in line with that, and that. We can strain that part to that part, that part to that part. Just lift that up slightly. And we can strain that part vertically to that one. Give it a height of 4.35mm. I don't know why it's not. Probably because that's not constrained. If we constrain there, that to that edge, it's 2.5mm. Yeah, that's locked that in there. Okay, so let's offset. No, let's not do that. Yeah, let's offset that inside edge. Don't change selection off. Select those three edges. I'm going to do that as 0.25mm. Okay, so we can select that, that's good. And then I'm going to draw angles down here like this. That point angle there, I can define that as 9.5 inches by 148. So it's 1.63, but I suppose that would depend on the height you put it as. I'm going to vertically constrain that height to the height of this point on the corner there. And then I'm going to draw line down there, and then I'm going to mirror that line and that line on that centre point line. Okay, so we now select all of those profiles, and I'm going to give them an extrusion into the wagon. I'm just going to do 0.4 millimeters. Make sure there's no touch there yet. Okay, let's get the sketch back on there. And then we can select those profiles. I'm just holding Control here if I get them. And then I'm going to extrude those out. Join. And that's coming out by 1 millimeter. Turn that sketch off again. Now we've got this diagonal piece that comes down here, and that has a distance of 22 inches from the inside of this face to that point. So go back into Fusion. I'm going to draw a sketch on that face, and I'm going to rotate and slice through to it. I'm going to draw a line that comes out, and we're going to give that 22 inches. Again, 22 inches. No, it's not liking that. Okay, so let's just drag it out, and then we can define the length separately. So it's 22 inches divided by 1.8. It's going to come in 3.78 millimeters. And then that line is going to go diagonally up to that point. And just select that thickness through to the same thickness of that wall. So 0.25 millimeters. And we'll tell that to join. What we can actually do is, just so we can mirror that mid-plane between that face and that face there. And then mirror the feature. And with diagonal, we'll just use the mirror plane, will be that mid-plane there. Click on OK. So now that's pretty much complete there. We just need to copy this and mirror it over the wagon. So what we can do is, let's get the midpoints correct. Plane 1. So we'll be using plane 1 to mirror that across. What I actually think might be worth doing before we do that, let's see if we can just rectangular pattern features, all of those features, and then it's going to go along the length of the wagon. We need 2 of them. let's look at these pictures. Where is it? So that looks like it's at the end of the rail there. I'm going to bring that across by 33 millimeters. Yep, I'm happy with that. And then we can do mirror features, and if we select all of those and the pattern, and then the mirror plane will be plane 1 on the chassis construction. That's now those done on both sides. Just close some of these up. And we'll get rid of that so we can see what we've actually got there. Okay, so these have missed out on this. So let's just edit that feature. What I've done there is I've not picked up that mirror, which is that extra part. So you can see how Fusion's great. You can go back in and change things that you've missed there like that. And just going back and double checking what you've done there has worked out. Okay, so let's put all these back on. Again, that's just another extra bit of detail that we've added in there in today's episode. Not a massively long one, but parts that are needed. Okay, so hopefully you've been able to follow along, and thanks for watching.